we now want to make sure our scene is organized so that we can approach our rigging in passes. What do I mean by that? Well, if we look in here, we got our base geometry, and you can see like, oh, there's like a shirt and a poncho and pants and boots and gloves. This is not my focus right now on rigging. My focus is going to be rigging this, the underlying skin. And then these guys are going to be extra layers we're going to rig on top of that. So at this point, I really only want to focus on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to organize these in layers on here. Now you might say, hey, I got layers down here. No, layers are bad. And you're like, well, why are layers bad? Because for one scene, for this scene particular, layers aren't bad. But if I do this in production, and I'm importing this character, like let's say this is a hero character, and I got 5 characters in the background, and I got the antagonist, every set of layers are going to multiply on that. So if you have 4 layers on this, that means if you put this guy in here 5 more times, he would have 20 layers down here, and it'd be impossible to tell the layers from one another. So what we're going to do is we're going to organize this in groups so we can easily hide and show the different areas based on the groups. And eventually in the future, we're going to show a way of actually building our own layer system on there. Okay, so our first one is our main on here, but then we want to focus off onto our cloth. The second level I'm going to think on here is going to be the cloth on here. I don't want to worry about this now. So let's make a group. I'm just going to I'm going to select his shirt and hit Command G. And this is going to be his cloth. GRP, like that. And I'm just going to hide this. I'm going to hide our group right here. Control H. So as you can see, now we can only see our base skin, and I can go through and slowly start getting rid of our different areas. So there's our vest. So I'm going to grab our vest. I'm going to shift grab our jeans, our poncho, and our gloves. And then I'm going to command select our cloth group, and I'm just going to hit P, which is a normal traditional parent. Ideally, I don't care how you get it in this group. I just want to make sure it's in there. So when I hit P, you'll see all of a sudden that stuff hides on there. Okay? Now I want to talk about accessories. I'm going to say extras. So his gun is an extra. His bullets and his holster are an extra. His belt is an extra. So we can just bring all these guys here. I'm just kind of going through and grabbing all these guys. I'm not doing that one right now. So let me hit Command G, and I'm going to call this extras. Now this would probably be the last thing I rigged on here. These extras. I'm also going to do the boots. The boots are actually kind of a little bit higher level if I was going to do with these guys on here. Let's see. Boot, 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 boot. Like that. I could put this under cloth on there too. I'm gonna put that under cloth. I'm a little apprehensive on that because those are actually a lot of extra pieces on here. Maybe I'm gonna group this guy together again, but at this point I just want to kind of annex it to the cloth group. And now I'm gonna hide my extras as well. So see, we're getting close to what we want to rig on this. And this last one, and he's got some little hidden surprises. He's got teeth in there too. This is going to be my face group. So ideally, how I'm going to approach rigging this is my body's going to be first, then I'm going to do my face elements on here. And then finally, well, the next one would be doing with cloth, and then the extras on top of that. So I'm going to grab his tongue. You can see his tongue's in there. His tongue, his jaw, his eyes, his hat, and his cigar, and I'm going to group that together. And that's going to be his head or face. It's the head group. Like there. I'm going to hide that. Boom. And we are pretty much ready to go on here. So it's very easy to say, hey, I want to focus on his extra. So I can just hit Command H or Shift H to bring them back. And I can work on those, and I can hide them very easily on those as well. And we kind of go from there. So at this point, this would be a good point of saving and going from this point. He's pretty much ready to rig his body on here. Even if I wanted to focus on cleaning things up, like his extras later on, I could always do this, because I consider this a separate rig on this. It's just going to be following along with the main thing. So his body's going to be doing what his body's going to be doing, and then this would be something I sit on top of that. They're literally not going to interfere Like, the body doesn't even know this is going to be here. It's going to be its job to follow with the body on here. Okay, so that's just pretty much our organizing and going from that point. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for that area.